Well, guys, I've been trying to get this thing to going, but it had to reconnect to the internet for some reason with Wi-Fi.
If you've lived in New York City, you know it's a place.
It had to reconnect to the Wi-Fi. Hi, we got Connie, we've got Michelle, April, Flowers, Sharon. Welcome, everybody. Gladys, she's here. It was so nice outside. I thought I'd do it outside since my AC is not running constantly. Hopefully, it's not going to be running constantly. And I'm out here where my plants are. Hey, April, how are you? Yes, it's a beautiful day. It's a lot cooler. It's nicer out here since you don't have to sit out here and sweat so much. You know, it's not 105 degrees, put it that way. Hi, Michelle. You're on a coffee break, April? Well, good. Mary, hello. I'm having to look mostly at this other phone for the chat because it keeps fading off on this other one up here that's videoing it. But sitting here on the table is what I wanted to show everybody. And if April's not going to be here very long, I'll go ahead and tell you about it. And I'll tell them again later. But this is my plants that I got by surprise yesterday. All of a sudden, I heard a little rumbling going on my back patio back here. And I come out here to look, and there was a lady just walking off to go back to her automobile, and all of this was here. I've got a pineapple tree, and I didn't even know they had pineapple trees. But this one doesn't have pineapples. It has, I think, big yellow flowers, and it does have buds on it, so evidently it's getting ready to bloom. I've got blue salvia here, and I've got some petunias. So I'm going to be figuring out where I can plant those. I mean, we really haven't got enough rain to plant a bunch of stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what day I'll be planting them. Like I said, I've got to figure out what day I'm going to plant them and go from there. What day and what time. I mean, you know, what day after it rains again, I guess, or, you know. Anyway, I got to figure it out. Because I'm afraid if I plant them like right this minute that they're not going to live. Because it's still kind of dry. And as you can see in my yard, everything, and there goes my thing. It had to reconnect again. But as you can see, everything is green out there. So that means my flowers and everything else is going to be just loving this. See it showing you. Yeah, but I didn't even know they have a pineapple tree. I mean, I just didn't know. Yeah, that's nice. Hi, Mary. Annie Watson. Oh, we've got a pretty good crowd in here already. Yeah, but it's a beautiful day out here. And I said, how nice to be able to come out and just sit out here with my flowers. And I'm not sure my picture's coming through very good. Maybe we should go in the house. I mean, I hate it because it's so nice out here. Yeah. I'm going to try going in the house and see if that's any better. So just bear with me a minute. I'm going to take all this in the house. Because sometimes my metal roof I mean, you wouldn't think it would bother it not on the patio. You think it would even be better because I do have a metal roof. So, you know, whether I'm in the house or outside, it's going to have the metal roof there. So we'll try it out and see what happens. I just kind of hoped we could have done it outside, but it's such a nice day. But let me get this tripod lower because it's too high in the house here. But at least I got to show you in the beginning about my flowers anyway. My plants. And get this thing lowered. I mean, raised up. Now, is the internet any better since I came back in the house? Or is it still blurry? It's probably still going to be blurry, and I'm not going to like that at all. I'm getting dizzy. Sorry, Gladys. I'm really sorry about you getting dizzy. I didn't mean to do that, but I kept losing connection outside. So I said, well, maybe I needed to come back in the house. We got Susan Proctor, Becky Allen. We got a good crowd. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I mean, they didn't even, well, I heard a slight tap on the door, and that's what got my attention. But by then, the lady had brought all of the flowers and put them down, and she just slightly tapped on the door, and then she walked back to her vehicle to leave. And I opened my back door just to see her round in the back of her car to go get on the other side, you know, to get in the driver's seat and leave. Hi, Mardell. Did you see the flowers? I started my live outside thinking that it would be such a nice day and it would be nice to have it outside, but I kept losing internet connection out there. So I had to come back in the house. I guess it's a little better in here. Has the internet improved? Is it better? Or is it still blurry on your end? Or reconnecting? It's good now? Okay. Well, I hate that because I would have so loved to have done it outside. It's such a nice day. Well, it's 78 degrees here. So it's just nice to be outside. It's not cold and it's not hot. It's just nice to be out there, you know. I mean, if you got busy working and doing a lot, you would probably start to sweat. But at 78 degrees, it's just a good day to get out in the yard and do anything. So I was hoping I would be able to do that, but oh well. At least I halfway showed the plants that I got. That's what I wanted to show. And it's from an anonymous donor, or gifter. I can't tell who it was that sent them. They don't want to be known, so. And there's Anna's mobile home life. Hello, Anna. 48. Oh my God, that's cold. Well, 48's not too bad. Not if the sun's out, but rainy, windy, cold here. Okay, well, Mardell. We still have summer-like weather here. It gets down in the 60s at night now, but it gets back up in the 80s, close to 90, you know, sometimes 92. Like it was 92 yesterday. And there's Derek. Hi, Derek. How are you? How are you doing? Yeah, it was such a beautiful day. I wish that I could have went outside and done this live. It's just so nice out there. Yeah, I was wrestling with my mower again. Well, not yesterday, Friday, I was wrestling with it. I got it out of the shed and said, well, I needed to mow around the rock garden and around certain areas where the grass was getting kind of deep. Didn't have to mow the whole yard, but some of it needed to be trimmed. So I got the mower out. I pulled and pulled and pulled on that cord. It would not start for nothing in this world. I called the warranty people. This lady on the phone, she said, well, you're still under warranty for parts, but you're not still under warranty for exchanges. So she said, if we found out there is a problem with it, we can send you parts to have it fixed. But, we can't replace the mower at this point. She told me what to do. She said, we'll go out there. Sometimes it's the float or the primer bulb. Take the bolt out from under the bulb, drain the gas out of it, put it back in, and it should start. Well, I didn't have the proper wrench to get that, get that bolt out. My ratchet wrench was about 1/4 of an inch too long to go under there. So I got aggravated. I rolled that thing over to see where the bolt was she was talking about. And of course, some gas started leaking out. I flipped it back upright, pulled the cord, and it started. So there was something in the float or in the line that was blocking the gas. And when I flipped it upside down and shaking it around and then got it back upright, it opened the gas line. Well, when I cut it off, when I got through, I said, well, for the heck of it, I'm going to pull the cord and see if it'll start back up. Well, then it didn't want to start back up. So I laid it over on its side, shook it, just yanked it around a little bit, set it upright, and it started. So anyway, I went to Home Depot and got a wrench. Got this little flat wrench. It doesn't have to use a ratchet, because that's the only thing I can get under there, that'll work, that I can get under there. Because the section is about that long underneath where the bolt is. And my ratchet is about 1/4 2-inch long this way to fit under there to be able to take it off. So I said, at least I've got that. I'll try to take it off, the next time I try to use it, if I need to. I tried it with a regular pair of pliers and I could not turn it. And a friend of mine said, well, be careful, because sometimes they put some kind of sealant in those bolts so they can't be loosened or they don't work loose. So that might be why it's hard to get loosened. And he said, you don't want to hit it with anything too hard. You might break something. So anyway, that's where I'm at with the mower. That's why I was so tired yesterday. And that's why I was so tired Friday night. I did a lot Friday. I tell you, I did. Yeah, you like electric and you have gas. Well, at the time I got this mower, it was a replacement mower for the one that broke down before, a brand new one. And when I went in, this was the only one they had with the string. It's a string edge trimmer mower, whatever they call it. It doesn't have the blade. It has a string that you put on it. And it works out great for my yard because I have so many rocks and boulders and everything else in the yard. If you use a regular mower, the blade hits the rocks and it just destroys the blade. So I found using a mower with a string, it works out really good. The only thing is, this one is just, it has the primer bulb and it's causing so many problems. My old one, I had it for like 14 years, never had a problem with it. Until finally it just got wore out, I guess, and the shaft fell loose. But it would still start and run fine. but it did not have a primer bulb. And I think that's the difference right there. I think the gas causes an air pocket or something to get up in that primer bulb, and that's what's causing it not to start. And she told me, she said, well, you need to take it and have your carburetor maintenance. I said, I've only mowed my yard about 3 times with this mower. It's brand new. I should not have to take it in to get it, do any maintenance on it, especially the carburetor. I mean, a lot of times you can keep a lawnmower the whole length of that lawnmower and you never have to get the carburetor serviced. I mean, that was ridiculous. And I said, could you imagine how much they'd charge me to service the carburetor on this mower? Probably almost as much as I paid for the mower. So I decided, I'll just do what I can do. And it's in the shed. I got my wrench. So if I go out there the next time and it won't start and shaking it around doesn't make it start, I'll see if I can get the bolt out. Yeah, you got to turn him over to start him. Gladys, you're terrible. Yep, no cord. I would run over it first. The battery, yeah. I've seen all these new electric mowers they have in Home Depot, and I was wondering how they were. But, like I said, a regular mower will not work in my yard. It's got to be one with the edge, the cord that you put on it. Yeah, I hope it continues to work for me, too. I mean, I paid too much for that mower for just to use it 4 or 5 times and then not be able to use it anymore. And there's only one lawnmower shop here in Granbury that'll even look at a mower, and I don't trust them. I mean, I took my other mower in because the shaft fell out. I paid them like $149, $169 to fix it. Claimed it was fixed. I brought it home. Mowed the yard one time fine. Went out there the next week to mow it again. All of a sudden, the thing fell out again. So I said it was not fixed to begin with. So it's still sitting in my shed. So, and they will not work on mowers that are under warranty at all. I can't take it back, Becky. The warranty's out on the return or refund or exchange. You got so many months after you buy it that you can get a refund or you can get a replacement mower. And I did get a replacement mower already for the same problem. And now it'll be almost 2 years, 2 years, the end of December, I think. And the exchange, refund, and replacement warranty part is already out. But the warranty is still in effect for parts. Like if I need a part for it, they have to send me the part. But they're not going to put it in. I'd have to pay someone to do the work to put the part in, to fix it. But they would send me the part. Like if it needed a carburetor, they'd send me the carburetor. So that's where I'm at right now. Brand new mower, mowed the yard maybe 5 times at the most. And having the same problem I had with the first one I got from them, just like it. I told them, I said, well, it's plain to see I'll never buy this brand of mower again. That's for darn sure. My other mower was a different brand. It ran for 14 or more years. I've changed the spark plug in it, replaced oil in it, gas, and never had any problems out of it. Never took it in to have it serviced, nothing. And it worked properly and fine for over 14 years. And then all of a sudden one day I went out there and it wouldn't start. And I said, it might be something like that going on with this one. That's with the new one, only the older one doesn't have the primer bulb. but it's like it's not getting gas. It doesn't even try to start. April says, I have a John Deere riding mower for the large jobs. Well, the way my yard is with the rocks, I don't even think you could use a riding lawn mower in it. I like the edge trimmer mower because I can mow, and when I go around the edge of the rock garden to mow, I'm trimming at the same time. So then I don't have to come back later with the edge trimmer and do that separately. I do it all one time with the mower. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best. Yeah, I never knew there was a pineapple tree. Never even thought about it. Yeah, Susan, I like that too. Yeah, and that pineapple tree, like I said, I didn't know they even had a pineapple tree. It produces pretty yellow flowers, but to my knowledge, it does not produce a pineapple. April, do you have anything that looks like a or is called a pineapple tree in Hawaii? I mean, I don't know if it'll live here, but since she sent it, I will plant it and we'll find out. It might be if you have real thick grass that gets very tall, those edge trimmer mowers are fabulous. They have a powerful motor and they will not stall going through thick grass. My backyard, that when I got sick one time and I couldn't mow, it got up 2 foot tall in some of that old wiry grass and stuff. And my son came over, he was going to mow for me, and I told him, don't worry about the mower. I said, you can use my mower. I said, my mower's better to mow this yard with anyway. So he took it out there and he said, Mama, I don't know. I don't know if the mower's going to go through that tall grass. It's tall and it's thick. I said, my mower wouldn't cut it. I said, this one will. I said, that's why I've got this kind of mower. So he went out there, he mowed it with no problem. A little while later, when he finished, he come in the house, he said, Mama, I don't believe it. He said, that mower never stalled one time. He said, even in that thickest grass out there, mine would not have cut it, he said. It would have cut off. But mine just went right on through it, no problem. I said, yep, that's exactly why I've got an edge trimmer mower. I don't have much grass most of the year, but when I do, I've got it. And it needs to be cut. And with all these rocks and everything else, I can't use a regular mower. I know because years ago, the first time I ever mowed the yard, I had a regular mower with a regular blade, and it just nicked that blade to death. It finally got it to where it wouldn't even cut grass anymore. So I said, well, if I ever get another mower, it's not going to be one like this. And after I got the first edge trim mower, I've had one ever since. If I can find them anywhere, that's the kind I get. April says, no, but I have many pineapples. She has the pineapple plants with pineapples, and I have the pineapple tree. I don't know why they call it a pineapple tree. I haven't read the card fully on it. Gladys says, Linda talked to it, promise it a good time around the yard. It may work just like a band. It might. It might very well do that, Gladys. Yeah, maybe they're related somehow. I don't know. But it's a form of hibiscus. I did read that on the card. It's a pineapple tree, otherwise known as a hibiscus something that I can't pronounce. The battery mower has problems. You don't read the owner's manual. He didn't and left the battery unit and the key. The key melted. He had to get another one and read by the time he read. Oh no, $600. My brother did. He said that's what kind of mower he needs for his back, like in the back of his backyard, because he's got an area there where the underbrush gets really thick, and you could mow it, but not with just a regular mower. It takes a little bit different type of mower. And he said I could probably mow it with that one. I don't know if he ever got one or not. He's not said. But I said, yeah, that type of mower, that's what it's made for, is to cut that heavy, thick brush like that. Yeah, I was tickled to death almost every weekend now. I've got some kind of surprise delivered to my door. It's like, okay, I got to be up and dressed by a certain length of time, on Saturday or Sunday morning, because I never know who's going to come deliver anything. I got my cooking. I got my guy cooking your fritters. He was happy when I told him about your recipe. He said his granny made fritters all the time. Yeah, I like to I use zucchini sometimes to do those, and the yellow squash. But I was surprised, some people, the simplest little things that I don't think to put in my videos, a lot of my people have commented, well, you need to do this, show people how to do this or show people how to do that. Well, I just naturally assumed, I've cooked all my life. Other people already know it. But you can't assume other people already know it, because most of the time they don't. And just like the fried onion rings that I do, that's the easiest way in the world to make a fried onion ring. But you just wouldn't have thought to do it that way. And a lot of people will say, well, I've made zucchini fritters, but I didn't think to use yellow squash, so that's why I went ahead and made it. I don't know, April. I'll have to read up on the pineapple tree and see what you can do with the flowers and stuff. It's a pretty tree. I mean, it's not that big right now. It's about 4 foot tall from the pot, but it is pretty. I had been working on another video that I've been uploading. Trying to get it published, but I don't know if I'm going to get it published today or not. Yeah, it says check still running. Let's see. Oh, it's still checking. So I'm going to have to wait on publishing it. But I'm doing a video on cooking your pumpkin. I know Gladys has been asking me constantly, when are you going to cook your pumpkin pie? I said soon, soon. So I made it a point to run to the store today, right after lunch, and I picked up a bag of brown sugar because I know I need brown sugar in my pumpkin pie. And I went ahead and cut one pumpkin, and I did a video on making the puree from the pumpkin to go in your pies and your muffins when you make pumpkin spice muffins. So that's the video I was talking about that I'm uploading, and it's checking right now. So I'll be able to publish it hopefully by the time I get this live finished. And then later, I may do it tonight. I may start on doing the video on making the pie crust, and then I'll do the video on making the pie, the pumpkin pie. Because see, it takes so long to do each one. I don't want to pause the video because it'll make such a long video. A lot of times people don't want to watch it if it's 3 or 4 hours long. So I went ahead and stopped it, and it's what, 39, 40 minutes or 40 or so minutes long, just doing the puree. And then, like I say, I'll go ahead and do one on making the pie crust. And then I'll do one on making the pie from that puree that I made, if that makes sense. You love to eat just baked pumpkin? Becky, those fritters looks good in the Wonder Memories for him. Yeah, those fritters are really good. I mean, you can you don't even have to blend them up as fine as I did. You can leave them kind of chunky like potatoes when you grate potatoes, or you can even grate that squash and leave the pieces a little bit bigger, so you make more of a squash, more like a squash fritter than what I did. I was just being lazy. I threw everything in the blender. I was tired of crying cutting up onions, so that's why I wanted to use the blender, just to mostly to chop up that onion. That's the easiest way to do it. I know that was a pretty blanket. I saw it. It had what was it? Grandma Helen, YouTube sweetheart, no, YouTube queen, I think it was. What are you going to do with all the muffins? Well, I'll probably sorry. When I do when uh I hate it when I have to start coughing every time. Wet my throat, maybe that'll happen. Maybe it'll do better. Um I thought I'd wait closer to Thanksgiving to do the muffins. Um, that way I can take muffins to my son on Thanksgiving Day and I don't have to make another batch. But I'll see. Still got another pumpkin, and I'm not sure on my recipe how much pumpkin I need for my pumpkin pie. I've got to check that, and then I'll decide. Because, I can always freeze the pumpkin puree after I make it and take it out any time to make my muffins, or even make another pie if I have enough. But I've got to measure it and see exactly how much I've got to see what I can do with it. Maybe you can share some of your cookies and muffins with your delivery man. Well, they're always different men. I mean, they're always different people. And it was a lady this time. Last, was it Saturday morning or Sunday morning? I got a delivery from Aldi's, and it was a young lady that came. And I assume this delivery probably came from Walmart. I'm not sure. But like I said, it's anonymous. I can't tell who. I know who it is, but I can't divulge that information to everybody. Well, the good things about the lives, they're recorded, so you can go back and watch them, watch the replay of them anytime. Well, like I said, Mardell, it's always a different person, and it's never usually from the same place. Sometimes it may be from Amazon. It may be through FedEx, from not having anything to do with Amazon, or it may be from a local store where they have a local delivery, and it's just somebody that drives up in their automobile from that store to deliver the stuff. So it's always a different person. Oh, I know. I have drank so much lemon, green tea, honey, and lemon till I'm going to turn into a tea leaf or a lemon if I keep on. But for the last 2 days, I've been trying to make it a point to drink water because I've been drinking so much tea and all this other stuff that I've neglected to drink water. And you really need water, just plain water. Yeah, when I saw the last video that Stephen did, how he boarded up a couple of sheets of plywood in his attic. I don't know if you happened to catch that, or you might have been watching the video and you didn't notice that part because you were chatting with someone. But I was watching it and I noticed when he was up in the attic talking, he was saying that he had to enclose that and use it for storage space under there. And he said, and look at this. He said, I've left 2 sheets of the decking in that storage space. And he put those boards up vertically as braces all along there. So now he can't get those sheets of decking out unless he removes some of those boards, those braces. And I tell you what, as much as those sheets of decking cost, I think I'd be taking out a few of those braces and I'd be getting those sheets of decking out because they're a good $50 a piece for those. That's $100 worth of materials he's got in there that he could use on either the floor or somewhere, the roof even. So, and it was just because he was getting so tired. When you get real tired and you try to push yourself, that's what happens. You do stuff and you don't notice what you're doing sometimes. I mean, that happens to me. Just like with some of my cooking videos, I might act a little off. And it's because I'm just so blasted tired. I don't even want to do the video, but I'm trying to do it, And I said, people are going to think I'm totally a dunce, when they watch this video and see some of the stuff I do because I'm just so tired. I just want to go sit down and forget all this. But that's life. That's what happens. So you got to pace yourself. You can't go in there like a steam engine full force the whole time. You got to pace yourself. Do a certain amount a day and get your rest. Don't overdo your body. And I think that's what was happening with Stephen. He was just doing way too much too fast. Yeah, if you get too tired, you feel off. I do. I get acting like a dummy if I'm too tired. Can't think straight. Don't care about nothing. I hear that, Mardell. Says, I'm watching my diet. I watch the food go from my fork to my mouth. That's what I told my brothers one time. I said, yeah, I'm on a really good food watch diet. I said, what are you talking about? I said, I watch the food the whole time it's going to my mouth. Because I was getting tired of them picking on me. I mean, I know I've gained a lot of weight and I can't help it, I've tried to get rid of it. It just ain't going nowhere. I said one day when I least expect it to happen and probably least want to lose weight, I'll lose weight. Mardell, I have all your notes above my head. I just ate first fritter, so it was so good. Well, I'm glad, Becky. I know I love them. I've got some in the refrigerator that's left because, it made 8 of them. I can't eat all of those at one sitting, so they're going to last me for quite a few days, and I may even pop a couple of them in the freezer. That's one reason I run out of freezer space is because I'm always popping something up in the freezer to keep it longer. Yeah, we all do it. Says April, I was planning this for 4 months and very unhappy with YouTube that she has no recognition from them. I did this for the reason, and I want her to know that it's a representation of love. I don't know. I must have missed some comments about that because I'm not sure what that's all about. Grandma Helen the too got to see Friday. Ask Tammy. Wait for Friday, but she's been so busy working long hours. Yeah, well, I think here a while back, Grandma Helen did get a recognition from YouTube on so many subscribers or so many views or something. Or either it was Danny that got it. I don't remember, but one of them did. She didn't get her award. Well, I wonder why not. If she deserved one, why would they not give it to her, I wonder. And there's Teresa. Hello, Teresa. Oh, what did I do with my pen? Okay, first question for seeds. When I started the video, I showed plants that I had delivered yesterday from an anonymous giver. One, there was there. Two, there was a pineapple tree. What was the third one? Can anybody tell me what the third plant was? Yeah, I got 3 types. No, I already told you petunias. I got petunias, a pineapple tree, and there was something else, another plant. Pretty plant. Yeah, it's a pretty plant, but that's not the name of it, Gladys. No, it didn't start with an S. Oops, silly me. Actually, it starts with a B, as in boy. Looks like I got y'all stumped on this one. Usually the answers pop up there pretty quick. Okay, well, I'll tell you, but nobody won it. It was a blue salvia. That was what the third one was. And nobody won seeds, so we'll ask another question in a minute. If I can come up with another question. I guess banana. No. Definitely not banana. I doubt I could grow a banana tree out here if I tried. That pineapple tree may not grow. April says, yep, that's it. Oh, really? I don't think I've ever planted that before, so that's good to know. I was going to read the tags on it before I planted it, but right this minute I don't have any idea where I'm going to plant them, except for the pineapple tree. I may plant that at the corner of the back patio. I'm not sure yet. Bananas like a lot of water. And I'm sure this pineapple tree probably likes its share of water. So therefore, I'm not sure it's going to survive, but we'll see. Michelle says I'm not good at guessing games. Can't remember from one minute to the other what I do. Well, sometimes I can't either. Okay, let me ask this question. Kind of toward the beginning of the video, this live that we're on right now, I said I was uploading a video. What am I uploading the video on? What's the topic of the video? Can anybody remember? Oh, sorry. Michelle, you got it right. It was pumpkin. It's a video on cooking pumpkin. And I was looking to see if I've got your address. So I don't know that I've got it yet. I don't think I've ever sent you anything. So I'm going to write your name down here. And if you'll send me your mailing address to the email address in the description of my videos, I'll send you some seeds. You guessed it, only because you love pumpkin. I guess asking anything from the beginning of this video is kind of bad because a lot of people didn't come in the very beginning. They came in a little later. So if I ask another question, it's not going to be on this video, this live. It'll be on something else. Well, I already gave them the answer, Mary, so I can't say you won. It was blue salvia, but I've already told everybody that's what it was, so. April says I planted my seeds yesterday. Well, I'll keep hoping we're going to get another good rain after I transplanted those moonflowers. But it don't look like we're going to get another rain in a week or so, so I don't know. I'll have to take a bucket out there and water my bucket, I guess. The best I can. I don't know. I've got all kind of seeds. I've got vegetable seeds. I've got flower seeds. Connie says, I can't remember nothing. Disease. CB, what kind of flower seeds or what kind of seeds are you wanting? I don't know. I messaged Bloomin' a little while ago and let her know that I was going on live in just a little bit if she was available. So I don't know if she got the message or not. It showed that she was online, but she could have been taking a nap and just left it online, you know. I do that sometimes. So I don't know. She may be taking a nap. She may, she may be busy. I don't know. But I did let her know. So she was informed. Oh, you're curious about moonflowers. They're beautiful flowers. They smell so good. And they spread out about as wide as basically I can open my hand. They're about 6 or 7 inches out when they're fully opened. They're beautiful white, and they open up just before dark, and they stay open all night, and then they'll stay open in the morning for a few hours until the full sun hits them. And when the full sun hits the plant, the flower will close up. And every place on that flower, every place on the plant that you have a flower will turn into a little bulb about, an inch in diameter. And it's like a little sticker ball. It has little stickers all over it. And it'll be green, but it'll be full of seeds. And as soon as that little round ball turns tan or brown, it'll start to split open. And that's when you need to cut it off the plant and harvest your seed. If you don't, anywhere those seeds drop, you're going to have a moonflower plant come up. That's why I was digging them up in the yard back there in my video the other day. They had dropped from the plant that was in that half wine barrel. And with that heavy rain that we've had, it caused them to germinate and they came up. Yeah, I do too. She's been having a lot of problems lately. And I guess I did tell everybody that the last message I got from my brother, my sister-in-law is still in the hospital. They've got her scheduled for surgery this coming week. I don't know what day, but they will be removing 3 toes and a third of her left foot due to infection in the bone caused from arthritis, they said. Oh, you had some at your previous house. Well, good deal. It's a shame you couldn't have got seeds from the previous ones that you had. Because each little flower puts out thousands of seeds in that little round ball that forms after the flower drops off. Yeah, but maybe the next question I ask, I'll give away some moonflower seeds. Maybe CB will win. And I'll send you moonflower seeds. Praying for your sister-in-law. Well, thank you very much, Michelle. Hi, farm wife. How are you? It's a beautiful day today. I don't know how it is in everybody else's neck of the woods, but it's a beautiful day here. It is 79 degrees right now, which is perfect weather, perfect temperature. Because it's not hot, it's not cold. Just a perfect day to be able to get outside and enjoy yourself. Great day to go fishing. But I don't like to go fishing on Saturday or Sunday because there's too many people. I'd rather go on a weekday when everybody else is working and I've got the place to myself. Well, thank you, Connie. Yeah, this was my first encounter with moonflowers was a couple of years ago when I came across them on the internet, and I just ordered them out of curiosity and planted them, and they did come up. I don't know, Gladys. I don't know if Bloomin' is awake. She may be taking a nap. She may be asleep because of the medication she's taken. I don't know, but I did send her a message. So she does know that I'm live, if she checked her message. You've never heard of moonflowers, Michelle? Well, you'll be getting some and you can plant them. You'll see how pretty they are. I've heard that some of the different types of moonflowers grow like a vine, but so far, every one that I've planted grows more like a bush. It doesn't vine out. And I like that a lot better because, I can control it a little bit more. Linda, is she awake? Well, she woke up. And the last I heard, my brother said that she was coherent most of the time, but she was still a little dingy acting, like she's not all there. So I don't know if they've just got her so looped up on medication or what it is. Because, you know, she got put in there because she got down with pneumonia. She's got heart problems. She's had heart surgeries a couple of times. She's got arthritis really bad, the crippling arthritis. And now she's in because she's had pneumonia, and her foot, evidently it was all swelled up and infected, and they've been trying to fight the infection. So I guess if the medication doesn't get rid of the infection, they have no alternative but to do amputation on her toes and part of her foot to get rid of that infection before it spreads everywhere else. Yeah, the moonflowers like sun, but they will wilt down in the hot afternoon sun. So partial shade is good too. Mine grow really good back here on the back patio because it gets morning shade and it gets afternoon sun. But then I had a pot in the backyard, and it was basically in the sun all morning, and then late afternoon it got shade. But they love water. You got to keep them watered. Like I said, the leaves will wilt down, and if it gets really extremely hot in the hot afternoon, but they'll pop right back up as soon as the temperature cools off or as soon as you water them. My guy gave me only 2 fritters, and then he's back to the shed project. Need more. My foot swollen. I made batter. Talking about moonflowers, never heard of them, but my yard is so full. Yeah, I got the trellises that I've got. You know, I've got 2 of them, the arbors, basically. One to the entrance of the garden here on one side of the house, and then I've got one on the opposite side. And I've got my clematis, because that grows pretty long. You know, it vines out pretty long. And then I've got a mandevilla on one side of one of them. But it's been so hot this summer, they haven't really done a lot. They're starting to come back to life now, and they're starting to bloom. And they would have been so pretty if it had not been so hot for so long and so dry. Yeah, I love to see the flowers growing on a trellis. I was debating whether to put my moonflowers to a trellis, but like I said, mine always grew, all the ones I've got of this white one, it grows like a bush. It doesn't vine out like a vine. So I don't need a trellis for it. And maybe it just grows like that because it's stunted because of our heat. I don't know. But you have some and you're anxious to plant them, Annie. Well, I'm anxious for you to see them. You're going to love them. And you might say, well, there's only one blooming on one plant. But then you got other pods. They'll bloom off and on as all the other pods will open. Sometimes you'll have 3 or 4 opening at one time. Sometimes 1. And sometimes 2 or 3. It just depends. A friend of mine said he planted some at his driveway or at the entrance to the driveway because he knew how they would spread, and he did put them in the ground. And he said he's got a light on either side of the driveway entrance to where it shines up on the moonflowers at night. So it really shows the flowers off at night when they're in full bloom. Becky says, oh, sorry, spelling almost blind. That's all right. I get in a hurry trying to type on these chats too. And oh my God, sometimes my message looks like Chinese. And sometimes I'll type in one word, my spell check will change it to something I didn't even think about typing in. No, in fact, I've got 3 because I've got one arbor at the end of the walkway going into the garden back over here on this side. I got one on that side. I got one here. So that's 3 arbors I've got. And I bought them one year and didn't really know what I was going to plant to them. And, but they were on sale. I mean, they were so reasonably priced, I ended up buying 3 of them. Not all at one time. I did get them at different times, but I ended up with 3. And that's what I got my clematis growing on. Honeysuckle would be wonderful growing on a trellis like that. You're selling me on moonflowers? Well, they're beautiful, and they'll come back every year. And like I said, one little flower will put off 1,000 little seeds in that pod. And so if you have 10 or 12 flowers on one plant, you're going to have about 20,000 seeds coming off of that plant. So you'll always have plenty of moonflower seeds, and you'll always have plenty of plants coming up from year to year. So I don't know where Slim Twiggy is. Usually she's in my chat, but she's not in. She's not here today. She might be busy with her son. You never know. Wilkes County boy said he'd be here, but he's not. He got in Slim's live yesterday, and he said, "Oh my God," he said, I was waiting for your live, Linda, to start at 5, and then I come into Slim Twiggy's live. I said, "Well, I don't have a live today. Mine's tomorrow. Mine's on Sunday at 3 p.m. I'll be there," he said, but he's not here. So we'll see if he shows up at any time. Yeah, but those of you that came in late, I started my live outside on my back patio because it was such a beautiful day. But my internet Wi-Fi kept getting interference, so I had to bring it in the house. But I went out there to show the plants that were delivered yesterday from an anonymous giver. I got a pineapple tree, which is beautiful. I got 2 blue salvia plants, and I've got 4 petunia plants. So I got to figure out where I'm going to plant them. He might be fishing 3 o'clock on the sun. Well, it's 4 o'clock his time. I tell you what, today is a beautiful day to go fishing. Like I said, it's not cold, it's not hot, wind's not blowing. It's just a beautiful day. I might go fishing tomorrow because I've been wanting to go for a while now, but the weather has not permitted. It says, "Gladys, I've been looking for my brain for 2 days. I've helped you look for your teeth. If you'll help me find my brain." She's still looking for her wooden Indian, too. Time for a giveaway. Okay, now let's see if I can come up with another question. Okay, the video that I'm uploading, it's about cooking pumpkin. So don't somebody pop up and say pumpkin. But I'm cooking something, I'm making something with the pumpkin to use later. What did I make in the video? I just mentioned it a little earlier. Pumpkin puree. Yep, CB, you got it. So CB, look in the description of my videos. You'll find my email address, the Gmail, and send me your mailing address so I can send you some seeds. RECCARDINO. CB Ricardino. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. Woohoo! I'll send you some moonflower seeds. I don't have muffins, Gladys. Yeah, I ordered seeds and that they weren't real cheap. I don't remember exactly what I paid for them, but I only got like 10 little seeds, and I said, well, I hope at least one of these things come up. And I planted them in a pot. The first ones I got, I planted in a pot. And I said, if they all come up, I can transplant some. And I think every one of them came up. Connie says, I'm still looking for my brain. Y'all are crazy. I'm crazy. It's more fun being crazy, though. I hope everybody got their seeds that I just mailed out this past week. No, I sent clematis seeds to somebody. I don't remember who it was I sent them to. I think they were pink and blue mixed seeds. Live in Old People Mobile Home Park on the Ridge River that's fed from Crater Lake. Very good fishing. We've been so busy fixing up this old monster mobile and landscaping to fish. Yeah, I know how that goes. That's one reason I haven't been fishing. Not only the weather, but I've been so busy with my YouTube videos, my lives, my cooking, everything else that I just have not went to fish. But I need to plan a day to go fishing. And if I go, I will video it. It will be an occasion. Definitely be an occasion. I don't know, Slim Twiggy may had not come in my chat because she doesn't like the fact that children come in to my chat line. And we don't know how old they are. And if they're old enough to have a YouTube channel, you can't block somebody from your chat just because they're 18, and I'm not going to do that. I used to be a substitute teacher. I know a lot of kids, and I know a lot of kids that would probably come into my chat, so I'm not going to do that. I mean, if they do something wrong, they say something wrong, they make bad comments or threatening comments, or, do something in chat they shouldn't be doing, then of course I'll block or get rid of anybody that does that. But I mean, YouTube is supposed to be a family channel that I've got going on here. It's not X-rated, so why can't kids be on my chat, I mean, that's the way I look at it. If they're 16, 17, 18 years old, they come into my chat, welcome. They may need to know something about gardening, cooking, It's a family channel. I have nothing against kids. All kids are welcome in my chat. Like I said, unless they get stupid, then I'll get rid of them. Yeah, it's good for kids. I mean, if they're starting YouTube channels on their own, good for them. They've got the intelligence to do something like that, to create something. And one day they might end up making some money off of it. You never know. So, yeah, more power to them. Yep, they go to YouTube to learn stuff. It's like going to school. YouTube is. I mean, if you want to know the answer to just about anything, type it in on YouTube, and something is going to come up regarding that subject. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. This is Slim Twiggy's Thanksgiving today. No, it's tomorrow. But she may be celebrating it today. I don't know. But it is Monday 9th, is Canadian Thanksgiving. When she was talking about Thanksgiving being next week, this was on her live last week. I went in there and said, well, no, it's not till November. And she had kind of an odd look on her face. So I got to doing a little bit of research on that. And I found out that in Canada, they do celebrate Thanksgiving on October 9th. That's their Canadian Thanksgiving. But they don't have pilgrims there. And back when it first started, there was no pilgrims around. And our Thanksgiving that we celebrate here in the USA was based on our founding fathers. That was the day that the pilgrims landed, and they had this big feast, and it was for Thanksgiving, and that's what started our Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm thankful every day too. Yep, that's what I think about it. It's a learning place. That's what my channel is all about. It's not just getting on here chatting and having a good time and enjoying socializing with one another, but my channel, my videos are basically teaching people, or they can go to some of my channels to learn how to do something, on gardening or maybe cooking. I mean, there was a lot of things in my videos that I was going to cut out, like chopping onions or cutting up potatoes or one thing or another. And one of my viewers says, no, you need to leave that in, because there's a lot of young people or people that have never cooked that don't know the first thing about peeling a potato or cutting up certain vegetables to cook them, that type of thing. So I said, okay, we can do that. Yeah, he might be making spaghetti and meatballs. You never know about Wilkes County boy. I have a Betty Crocker cookbook too. That was the first cookbook I ever got, years and years and so many years ago, before I even started cooking. My first cookbook was a Betty Crocker cookbook, and I've got it till this day. Yeah, a lot of people like to learn about gardening and cooking and stuff like that. So, and like I said, when I first started my channel, I had no idea anybody would want to see any of it. But I said, I'm going to put it out there. If they are interested, it's there. And so far, people have seemed like they're interested. So that's good for me. Well, good, Connie. I'm glad to hear that. It's always good for an old dog to learn new tricks. I'm always learning stuff every day. I mean, age doesn't matter. You can still learn. We don't know everything there is to know about life or cooking or gardening. I'm always learning from other people. I mean, poor Stephen would be lost if he couldn't have Bentley in his videos. He's a kid. If you're going to get rid of kids, I mean, he wouldn't even have Bentley in his videos. And I don't think a lot of people would like that. Everybody likes to see Bentley from time to time. Yeah, if I was planning on having X-rated stuff in my videos, then yeah, maybe. But like I said, this is not an X-rated channel. It's a family channel. Well, I'm glad you found my channels, Michelle. And I'm glad you're following my channel. I know Bentley's cute. That red hair. Yeah, and John Ray Birds doesn't come into my chats anymore hardly. Wilkes County Boy is only in here occasionally. Well, it'll be coming up this week. I'm not sure what day I'll get that posted. Because like I said, I'm going to do a video on doing the pie crust. And then that same day, I'll go ahead and do the one on the pie itself. If it doesn't take me too long, I may do the pie crust and the pie as one video. It just depends. But if it runs into being too long, I'll cut the pie crust off and make one video. And then I'll turn around and do the pumpkin pie one. So we'll see on that. Mary, you love listening to me? Well, you know, I used to have a phone job years and years ago, and I'd get into a conversation with customers. I couldn't get off the phone. They just wanted me to keep on talking. And they'd tell me, I don't know what it is about you, but your voice, I just want to keep talking to you. I said, well, I'm glad my voice is liked by so many people. Shelly Edwards says, I'm here, just ain't saying nothing. Well, that's okay, Shelly. At least you're here. I'm not mailing pumpkin pie out. No, can't do that. Cookies are one thing. Pumpkin pie, no. The care that they would have to take to ship a pumpkin pie would cost so much that there's no way I could afford to ship it. Unless you want to pay the shipping. Now, cookies, candies, that's one thing. You know, they're fairly easy to send in the mail. Shelly said she's not feeling too good, have sinus infection. Oh, no. Those sinus infections will do you in. I've had my share of them. Caused from allergies. He was in here just before I went live, and he ate, and then he left. So it'll probably be another hour or so before he'll come back around. Connie says still work on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I am not on disability yet, but I am not far from not being able to walk anymore, so I will soon be around more. So when lose the ability. Well, I don't want you around because you're going to lose the ability to walk much. I mean, but I want you around. You know, I want you around every video, every live, but I don't want you to lose the ability to walk. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Well, I know with my back and neck injury, I overdo stuff, and then I pay the price later. And, you know, my back and neck, along with my arthritis and everything else, it's getting to the place where I can't do quite as much as I used to, but I can still handle my garden because everything's set up. I just have to mix in new compost and stuff with my totes and buckets for spring. And I'm not going to try to fool with keeping stuff alive through the winter months this year, I don't think. I did it last year, and I did keep some things alive, but I didn't get anything out of it, so I'm just going to let it die off, and then I'll replant for the spring. Because our winters get too cold here to fool with trying to have a winter garden. I mean, I've got my 2 tree collards. They'll grow all winter. I'll put them back in the greenhouse. I've got cabbages that I'll probably be harvesting before it freezes. And you know, cabbage and tree collards, they don't mind a little bit of freezing weather. They can withstand it. But if it freezes hard for days on end, you know, it might affect the plant. But a lot of times, even snow and ice will act as a barrier on collards and cabbages that protect them from freezing. I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but it does happen. And collards and cabbage are something you can plant and have produced in the cold weather. But I've already got those, so I don't think I'm going to plant any more of them. Yeah, Connie, I don't go down easy either. I've been such an active person all my life that as long as I can do anything, I'm going to be up doing, you know, because I go crazy just sitting not doing anything. There's there's only so much TV and movies you can watch. There's only so much videos you can look at. There's only so much books you can read before you just get tired of it. And then I'd have to be up doing something. So, yeah, I'm going to do as long as I can, and when I can't, then I can't. I mean, you just got to be careful and not overdo it so you injure yourself, you know. But being active is good for you. No, I had a heat light in there over last winter, and just about everything I had in that greenhouse froze. The only thing it didn't affect was the rosebush cuttings. The rosebush cuttings don't care if it's freezing. They'll live through it and they'll root through it. But my aloe vera, I lost an aloe vera plant, the biggest one I had, but I did save one of a couple of the babies that it put out. So I've got a big aloe vera plant out there, but it's one that came from the big one I had on the back patio that froze during the winter, and I couldn't save it. I cut off all the frozen part, repotted it, thinking it would grow back, but it never did. It just died. So I'm going to be bringing my aloe vera and my mother of millions plant back in the house. As long as I've brought them in the house through the winter months, they've survived. They don't get enough sun in here, and it starts affecting them, but they do survive, and I can put them back out in the sun as soon as the weather changes, and they'll grow good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll put my tree collard and my cabbages, if they're still alive, in the greenhouse, you know, when it starts freezing, and I'll turn that light on and hope for the best. And I think they'll be okay because, like I said, cabbage and collards are cold hardy. They're cold hardy vegetables to grow. Yeah, you got to keep your blood circulated. Connie, you and I and Linda need Yoho to play boy club. My Mr. Bella when he was a kitten killed all the house plants. Oh no! What did he do? Just chew them up? Chippendales. Gladys. You know where Gladys's mind is always at. And now Becky says you tried to eat. Gladys is on Playboy Club and Chippendales and Wooden Indians and all this kind of stuff. Bones. Yeah, I just got a reaction from Trisha. Trisha, why isn't she in my live? She might be somewhere where she can't be in it. Let's see. Oh, she's watching one of my videos on chicken soup. She should be in the live right now. Gladys and I think alike. Connie, are you laughing? I'm laughing. Gladys is bad. You got to watch her. Well, I've never been to actual Chippendales, but there used to be a club up in Dallas that some of me and my lady friends went to this is years ago, long time ago. And I got a big kick out of it. It was a lot of fun. But they're all young guys. They look great. You know, they got fabulous bodies. They work out. And they're up there with cowboy boots on, a cowboy hat, and a G-string. And half the time they got the ladies up on the stage with them dancing around, and it was a lot of fun. Well, I didn't really fit in there either, but, you know, because I had never experienced something like that before, but it was fun. The guys were, you know, they were funny. But I remember my first thought, the first time I ever saw any of them come out on stage, was, oh my God, how could those men come out in that little bitty G-string and dance the way they're doing? I thought to myself, my God, I could never, if I was one of them, I could never get up there and do that. But it was fun. And one of my girlfriends, oh, she had a fit. She had to have her a lap dance. She picked out the one that she liked the best and she got her a lap dance. I said, well, more power to you, girl. I mean, you know, nobody does anything wrong in those clubs like that. It's just done for fun. Women have a good time. Some of them give a lot of money away in those G-strings, you know. Yeah, a lot of grinding going on. They're grinding for those dollars. My husband's friend first, 11 and 13, and married to him. You should go with your daughter to Chippendales one time. I mean, just experience it. You're not, you know, there's nothing wrong. It's a lot of fun. Go with her and enjoy yourself. I'm sure your husband would not mind. Tell him you're going, your daughter's taking you. That's where your daughter wants to take you. He'd probably tell you, oh, go ahead and enjoy yourself. But you should go, Connie. It is a lot of fun. I laughed so much the few times I went with all my friends. It was just so funny. I mean, these women get crazy. I don't get crazy like that with these guys up there, but they did. I mean, they wanted to bring some of them home with them. Gladys, you're going to have to find the Chippendale dancers on your TV and watch Chippendales. Tell him you're going for a boring lunch with your daughter. And then when he finds out where you've been, you should go, Connie. Go with your daughter and then tell us all about your experience after you get back. I'd love to hear. I know you'll probably have the best time of your life. It'll be so crazy. I'm not bringing any of them home with me. Those boys are young. They're like in their early 20s. I'm not bringing a 20-year-old home with me. Oh, you told her you think about it, but you need to fully recover from the stroke I had months ago. Before I go, I might have a heart attack. I asked my husband, does he have a big life insurance policy? Well, I didn't have a heart attack, but I tell you what, I was like in awe. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe these guys were actually up there dancing like that with them little bitty G strings on. But it's fun, that they put on a fun show. The women get, but it's all in fun. Gladys says, young is good. Young don't fall asleep. Gladys, you're terrible. Young don't tell you they're too tired. Tool belt. Connie said he said no, but I'm fixing to check the wall shape. Oh, Lord. But you should go, Connie. Just go one time and just experience the Chippendales. It'll be so much fun. You'll be glad you went with your daughter. It'll be a memory that you're going to make with your daughter, and you'll be glad you did. My daughter wasn't with us because she had already moved out and she was living up in Fort Worth. And these were friends that I knew here and girls that I went to college with because I went to college late in life. I was already married and divorced before I went to college. And with some of the younger women I knew here from college, some I knew here from work. I think there was like 2 or 3 carloads of women went up there each time I went. So we were a crowd when we walked in that place. And it was a lot of fun. Those women go crazy. They like to have a, that's all it was a good time. They were hollering, and oh, we went to PR's club one time on ladies' night. I think ladies' night is on a Wednesday night, and they have their male dancers in that club on Wednesday night. Well, they let everybody in before, I think it's like 8 o'clock. That's when the dancers start. And at 8 o'clock, they make all the men go out on the sidewalk. They make them leave the building. So the men are out there on the sidewalk drinking their drinks. Women will hand them drinks through the windows. And it's only women in there. And oh my God, they got to screaming and hollering at those guys dancing. And I could take my fingers and just plug my ears up, and still it hurt my ears. They were screaming so loud. I know, I wish Bloomin' was here too, but I did send her a message. So evidently she's busy, or she doesn't feel good, or she's doing something else that she can't be here. So, and that's all right. I mean, Linda and Gladys, I know if I go, will feel no pain that night. Would be a shock to a man not sitting, sleeping in his undershorts, snoring in his easy chair. A change of scenery for sure. Yeah, you need to go. You just need to go experience it, and it's twice as good since it's your daughter you're going to go with. Becky says you're getting censored by YouTube. Bleep out a few of your words. Did you know? Funny. I don't think anything I've said is going to be bleeped out. I haven't said anything bad. I thought it was a lot of fun, and they were really good dancers. Oh my God, they were athletic boys. I mean, you could tell they worked out with weights. They looked good. They were like Arnold Schwarzenegger up there on the dance floor. That was years ago. You know, I was a lot younger then. I don't care to go to anything like that now. Now I would if I went with my daughter. It'd be fun. But, you know, unless a bunch of my friends came and said, hey, let's go up here, you know, to PR's, or let's go to I can't even remember the name of the place in Dallas where they do it. They have the guy dancers. But the one in Dallas, that's all they do up there. They have male dancers every night. PRs, they only have it one night a week, and that's Wednesday after 8. And it was an experience both times that I went. I thought it was kind of neat. I said, man, this is what these women do. These are the kind of places all these people go, these women go to. Because, you know, I was a country bumpkin. I didn't go to places like that in North Carolina. I didn't know any places like that existed till I was about 27 years old. Yeah, I don't think I'll get censored. I mean, I don't think I've said anything or did anything on my channel, my videos, or my lives that they're going to censor me for. But yeah, Connie, I want you to go with your daughter and then let us know in one of my live chats how your experience was. My cousin years ago was a Chip and Dale dancer, and he hadn't told his father. His father said to him on the local news, and his dad was freaking out. Oh no! That's a way for him to find out, isn't it? See his son dancing as a Chippendale dancer on the news. I'm not there yet is the key words. There I ought to come to Texas strong, young, sustained. Suntan boys, stop yourself, girl, meaning me. And Gladys says, come pick me up. Well, come get you, Gladys, when we go. Connie and her daughter can come pick me up, and we'll go by and pick Gladys up. We'll all go see the Chippendales. But, you know, you only live once. And it's an innocent, good time. I mean, if I go, I will for sure. Yeah. But you need to go, Connie. Go with your daughter, experience it. You'll have a good time. It's harmless fun, harmless entertainment. I mean, I think that's something a woman should do at least once in their life. April, you too. We'll all get together. We'll all come by and pick up April too, and we'll go. All go. Need people to. You need people to resuscitate you when you have your heart failure. Let's not forget Mardell. No, Mardell's right there too. We might have to rent a limo to get everybody in the vehicle. My camera just tried to upload updates, and it blocked my screen off. I don't know what it did to the public view of it. April too, Connie, yes. Everybody in chat. There's 28 of us in here. So we may have to get a really long stretch limo. My daughter had it was a stretch limo at her wedding because the limo they ordered was already taken. So the only one they had left was this really long stretch limo, and it was beautiful. White, black inside, and it looked like a spaceship inside. It had so many electronics and different things going on. I mean, you might could get 28 women in there, 33. Yeah, I got 33 in there, so you might could get about 33 women in there. I don't know. May have to rent 2 of them. Go on one of those big ship cruises. I've never been on a cruise. I don't think I could handle that. I don't think I could handle being out in the middle of the ocean and come out on deck and look around and not see anything but water all the way around me. I think I would freak out. Now, in the lake, I don't mind it because I can see the shore. You know, almost in any direction, I can see trees. I can see the ground. I can see the shore that I can swim to if I had to. But in the ocean, I don't know. Now, my mom has been on cruises when she was alive. My brother went on cruises, but I just don't think I could. The kind of cruise I'd have to go on is if the ship never left the dock. Because, you know, you could go on a cruise ship. You could have a heck of a good time for a month and never leave the dock because they got theaters, they've got dance halls, they've got restaurants, they've got shops, they got everything on the ship. It's a city in itself. Well, now the island, I don't mind, April, because I lived on Oak Island in North Carolina, but the island was big enough that I could see land around me, you know. I'd have to go all the way to one end of the island or to the beach strand to see the water. I couldn't see the water from my house. All I could see was other people's properties from my house. So that's a little bit different. And my house is sitting on sand. It's not on water. It's not moving around. But yeah, you could own a cruise ship and park it in dock somewhere and rent rooms every night for people to come on that ship, or rent it for a week at a time for them to come on that ship and just experience being on a cruise ship and going around and doing the different things on that cruise ship. And you've got enough to keep you busy. You don't need to be out in the ocean. It looks like I don't know if it's my phone or my computer, my Wi-Fi trying to reload or what it's doing. If I rent a party bus, I can have my daughter drive it from here, from Washington State, and pick all of you ladies up on the way. Come on, let's go. I am calling out from work for 2 weeks. Sounds like fun, girls. It would be so much fun all to get together. Yeah, it would. April said $3,000. I know it's expensive. And the time my mom went, she said it was a couple of $1,000s, and the room you get on the cruise ship is like a closet. It's like a walk-in closet with a bed in it. It's so tiny. But I guess they don't mind having small bedrooms like that because they know people are only going to be in there to go to sleep. They're not going to be in there all day. They're going to be out on the cruise ship walking around doing stuff. Or when they're in dock, they're going to be out on the land sightseeing, that type of thing. But yeah, it was really tiny, she said, really small. I was so sheltered when I convention in Reno. I asked the other ladies to go on this tour, the big hotel advertised. At the big dinner, I asked my friend to go with me to see the Mustangs. Oh no, your husband would be skinny. You put him on a diet because he doesn't know how to cook. Well, you'll have to cook his meals and freeze them, and that way you can take them out and put them in the microwave. I later found out it was his brother. A brothel. I don't know. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to ask a question that doesn't really have anything to do with my videos. It has to do with Gladys. She's in chat and she's always mentioning that she wants something. What is this one thing that she always wants more than anything? Do y'all remember back from some of Gladys's chats what she's always mentioning? Hi, Randy. Hello. How are you? Well, cookies is one of them, but there's something else. There's something else that she always mentions. I know, I'm afraid that's what would happen to me on a cruise ship. If I'd get up on deck and look out and all I could see is water, I'd freak out. Well, you're right. She does mention cookies. She does mention pancakes. But there's something else that she's always mentioning. Y'all think there's something else that she's always thinking about, always mentioning. She hasn't done it quite as much in this chat for some reason, but not the wiggle. Hi, Holiday. How are you? For him if I don't. It's a man, but what kind of man, Mardell? What is she always talking about? Now that's close, April, but what kind of man was he? I saw Gladys saying Rufus. Oh, well, good, Randy. Randy Ross got it. Wooden Indian. So I'll be sending you some seeds as well. Let's see. Yeah, I've got your mailing address, so you don't have to worry about sending that. But Michelle and CB Ricardino need to send me their mailing address by Gmail so I can send out the seeds. McBar, hello. Yeah, Gladys is always talking about her wooden Indian. She would not have a problem with a wooden Indian. He couldn't talk back. He couldn't argue with her. She wouldn't have to cook for him. Okay, that's fine. Michelle, anytime you can send it, that'll be good. We might need to send her a wooden Indian, but I don't know if it'll be a very big one. Gladys, the man can have a heartbeat, but I wonder if he's still alive sometimes. How's your day been going, Randy? We've been having a good time on here talking about one thing and another. I gotta put makeup on. Be right back. You go right ahead, April. Men, I don't know about that comment. Ladies, you know we've been here on here for almost 2 hours now. I think Ann is a bit behind in chat. Charlie Pride. I don't know if Gladys wants Charlie Pride or not. Can't live with him, can't live without him. Randy says, I'm cooking dinner right now. I have had a good day. It was beautiful and cooler today, in the 40s this morning. That sounds great. It's been cooler here too. Been in the 60s at night, and it was like 79, 80 today, so that was nice. No, he sings the song. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true, Becky. Sometimes they can be a fifth child. That's kind of what my daughter says. She says, Mom, I don't need children. My husband is a big baby. He's a big child. Now, April's coming in with the wooden Indian. That was a long time ago. And he says, How do I catch up? I don't know. After 33 years, I look over at him after an, an hour of talking to him and realize he's sleeping the whole time. I will say his name, and he wakes up saying, I heard everything you said, honey. Don't quiz him on it because he might not be able to answer. I didn't know that. I didn't know Charlie Pride sang a wooden Indian song. Yeah, I need thumbs up, y'all. Shows I got about 25, 30, 31 thumbs up, I guess. Well, Connie, at least he's not arguing with you. If he's sleeping while you're talking to him, he's not arguing. There you go, Anne. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that in front of the screen. Well, I don't know. It still says it's checking. Hmm. It might be because I've got a live going on that it slowed it down from uploading. But it'll probably be done checking after my live is over or shortly after, and I'll be able to publish it. Snoring. He can read, you can read his mind and he can read yours, so there's no need in arguing to get his, it doesn't get him anywhere. Well, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, go give him a big kiss and make him wonder what it's for. I was proud of me, girls. I had surgery on Thursday. Well, good deal, Annie Watson. I'm glad you're doing okay. What kind of surgery did you have? You might have mentioned it already, and maybe I forgot. Connie says, April, I'm just joking. You did great. Well, good. Well, girls, we've been on here for 2 hours now. I had a tooth orally removed. Oh, I've had lots of times and I don't like it for sure. Because then you got to chew on a cotton ball for a while. And your mouth or your whole face feels like it's 2 times the size it is. You didn't even cry. He looks like a big lumberjack man. You know, those big, brawly looking guys are always advertising from Alaska looking for wives. They can't get wives because none of these women want to go to Alaska and live in the wilderness. Gladys says, I have no teeth, so I don't worry. Grizzly Adams. They want a workhorse and babies. Yeah, that's unfortunate. They want a woman that can come out there and rough it like they're doing. I wouldn't mind going to Alaska to live, but they'd have to wait on me. They'd have to do stuff for me. I carved a Bigfoot on a log. I tell him I made it to memorialize him. Nice afternoon, slow day today. Well, that's good. That's what Sundays are all about. They should be slower days than a weekday. That's funny. Carved a Bigfoot on a log to memorialize your husband. I take the Bounty Man head on paper towels, remember? You ladies are something else. Well, we've been on here for over 2 hours now, so I enjoy all of you. I love each and every one of you, but Susan said she's back at the keyboard, been working around here, but listening. April's folding laundry. Like I said, it was funny. Friday night, I was got things done, took a shower, put a load of laundry in the washer, sat down on the couch, got the TV on, and I was watching Steven's concert. Before I knew it, it was morning. I fell asleep. My laundry was still in the washer. It was done. It finished the cycle, but it was still sitting in the washer. So I slept through a lot of it, not most of it, but I guess I watched about half of it. You take care too, Michelle. All of you take care. I enjoyed having you in the live. Pig Statue told me he got it. A memory of me. Oh no. Well, you have a good night, Randy. Glad you could make it to the live. And like I said, all of you, I love you to death. I'm glad you could come into the live. We'll try to schedule more for next week. We'll see. If nothing else happens, I will have one at 3 next Sunday, on Sunday afternoon at 3, if nothing happens. But please tell everybody to like, share, subscribe to my videos. Y'all have a blessed night. I'll see you on my next one. Bye. Good night.